Hello everybody, this is Hisao here, and today I'm bringing you a whole new episode of Katawa Shoujo. It's been a while since I last uploaded something, so I thought, might as well come back and start reading again. So, if you aren't up to speed with what this is, it's basically a sort of graphic novel which you flip through, and you have choices throughout the story which will affect the ending and also who you end up with. And if you want more details on what it's like, I recommend you go and watch the first episode, so yeah, go and do that. Right, we left off where we were, so it's here. Right. Warning, I have a very bad speech impediment and I can say words absolutely wrong, so I do apologise. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to say anything. No, I don't want to be nosy. There it goes, right there, straight away. Tick tock. Oh, I think that's a little bit loud. Hang on a sec. That's a little bit loud, actually. I think we'll go there. Seems about right. Right. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past, and that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Chan? Absolute silence. She's doing a sign language shit. That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I'm starting to think that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree on joining the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Obviously with Misha, anything's possible. Getting into the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. Silence again. That's not true, Chan. Shichan. Shitan. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hand behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerfully. Stop that, I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's very plain, especially decorated room, although it was quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the centre surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk promptly placed in the back where I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to the side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room didn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Nothing much else, in fact. Nothing else. This is a bleak room. They could at least put a pot of paint in here, or something. But the most noticeable thing is that this room doesn't have... Wait, what? My reading is terrible. But the most noticeable thing that is this room doesn't have is other people. Okay, are we early? Silence again. No? What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Silence again. Oh yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Susan claps her hands together very energetically. She signs again. Hey Chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Susun cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Susun's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to do this. Halfway through the game, while I tried to ponder how to defend against Susun's assault from the two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Signing again. Hisao wants you to know that you're taking too long to make a move. Hisao also says that she'll let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. Oh god. Alright. Shishan, I can't even pronounce that name properly. Shishan, I'm just going to say that, admires your fighting spirit and will be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Susun. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. How do you even pronounce that? Look, even Misha has no idea what it means. Magnanimous or something. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Susun, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Well, she seems pretty excited. Suddenly, she seems burst into furious gestures. Misha looks a little daunted by the pace at her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shishan. Hishan? Shishan says you're going to lose. Well, tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Ah, okay. Those eyes of us shine with a childlike mischief. Yeah, I do kinda. You know, like scribbles. She's signing again. She says you'll have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Right. What the fuck? I've done this? Right. Okay. Attack aggressively or play defensively? I don't even remember what happens. I haven't played this for months. I'm just going to go defensively. It's like she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense setup, so I'm not going to wreck it doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Sejun adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to potentially pump her fist into the air in celebration. Oh, hey Sharon, you lost and you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Shishan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5-army bonus, but you can attack it from the 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. Yeah. I thought you have more guts. How disappointing. Oh, fuck you, bitch. Ambition, Hichan. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition. Okay, whatever. Like I care about you. Yeah. I was really excited when you took South America. Fucking hell. But you switched to playing defensively because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Hichan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hichan. Oh, will you shut up? You're terrible. You're terrible in bed. Damn, what's of it to her if I played too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. Close up. I wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council. What's this, reverse psychology? I wonder if I guess I don't have to worry about joining in, not in that case. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Susun trying to taunt me into joining the council? Besides, I don't even want to join. Only because it's my second day. I can't make that kind of commitment. Haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, and these two? They're a little weird. Yeah, I think we established that in the first 2 episodes. Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at the other clubs before I decide. Really, Jan? You're not just saying that just to make us feel better? Yeah, I'm just not sure that's how I want to do. Aww, pooped on their party. Oh well, like I fucking care. Okay, Chan, well, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe, so there's still a chance you could come around. Yeah. Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me. Unless we graduate before that. You cheeky bitch. Oh, excuse me. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know. Surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game you know then, to give you a handicap. I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Oh, that's good, yeah. I like this dude. He's like me. Well, I'm not cold, I don't spend more time doing things that I don't like doing. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realise I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go library. Is it not closed yet, is it? Susun... Oh, that's moved. Nipples. Susun scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Chan. We think the library is open. It's on the 2nd floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Wow. I think he just didn't want to hang out with them. That baby on the wall is kind of weird. 1 flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. The 2nd floor hallway is a carbon copy of the 3rd floor one. Wide, of course, plain like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of the other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter, whatever, and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though. It's just barely ajar, so I could see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be intermittently open, while this one is not quite that, but it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside. I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push the centre of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feelings of being an outsider to a school can't be shaken from my mind, so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello from on my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, hello. Wow, hello. How you doing? This is not what I was expecting. Yeah, neither was I. How you doing? I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taken in the centre of the stage in the otherwise abandoned room. This situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Eventfully, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I ever laid my eyes on, but even among the foreigners I met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards the other seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That, and the slight cloudiness of her eyes means that she must be at least particularly blind, like Kenji. Oh god, I hate that prick. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the sight entirely comfortable. The calm atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it you're the new student to Yamako? Or whatever. Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers. Accentuated. Complicated words, I hate them. Accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. One of which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Sato, pleased to meet you. Hisao Nikai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly to the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep... Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I do apologise, guys. I'm just very tired at the moment. I can't keep step with the formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod. No. Not knob. Nod! Oh, Jesus. Taking the request in stride. Okay. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along the shelf. A bush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see round her back, it seems she seems to use a long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see how different disabilities in the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Tsune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have a workarounds for problems I never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems to be pleased following the correct process of the offer preparing a drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Oh, nice. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this room is visited after school. The school library. Tsune and me, some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring the water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it has been stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakinimichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room of Motu. She gives a small giggle before sitting down. Fuck. She gives a small giggle before setting down a teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. There we go, I meant to say that. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. Okay. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems rather a bad moment to bring it up. Nevertheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'll be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal. She says this with a spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try to ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third year classes. Correct, I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, I think that's pronounced. And it's specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself for the flux pass, looking at her face, though she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. Sure, sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this will be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would conclude her, it seems. All ready to jump ship from this particular topic. I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunchtimes. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official clubs, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Sejun, her mannerisms seem a little almost completely opposite. While Sejun's is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less based view of school's clubs. What kinds of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the schools, which uses the field near the school during lunch times. Baseball club and the book club in a room near the library. There's also numerous small ones too, though, such as the art and music clubs. At a time when I'm just wanting to get to my feet, rushing to the club right away seems a little unappealing. I wonder if the school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good, that's a relief. I've really let my guard down around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. Yeah. As I look over the window... Oh, that music is loud! As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I notice a light coming into the room has a distinctly orange tint. Even there, time doesn't stand still. Fucking hell, that music is loud. No, I don't want to load. Right. Turn that down a little. The time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind, of course. She can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come to a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of time. Sorry, Hisao, I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. No, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses to take a moment to think on it. It's probably something that I should have asked Sejun when I had a chance, but Lily seems to like to know in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms, well, I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it alright. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me again. Which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's alright, I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny your offer. If you're sure, then that would be great, thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped into the handle of a bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy had in class, Lily looks much thinner and longer. His must have been for support, whereabouts Lily's is for navigation. Together, we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Alright. I think I'm going to end it here, guys, because it's just went over just coming up to 26 minutes. So I'm going to end the video here. So like and comment on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any ideas for videos or anything to read or anything whatsoever, please put them in the comments down below. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching.